Sorry, what was his name?
William Lacey Clay Jr.
That guy's a serial killer.
It does sound like it, right? It really does. William Lacey. William Lacey Clay has just killed 34 people. Yeah, I can see that.
He and Ted Cruz.
Some star. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, hold on, because Ted Cruz comes up in this article somehow. I'm not lying.
Wait, maybe she's hunting serial killers. Maybe that's what's actually going on.
Hold on. We'll find out.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She brought in some star power for the event, Democratic Socialist, I love it, and Bronx native Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Over the years, I have attended my share of political events. Now this is where it gets stupid.
Okay.
Tea Party protests, a Rick Perry speech on tax cuts, a Ted Cruz rally, and even a speech given by Mango Mussolini earlier this year. But nothing prepared me for the stark difference in tone. Bush's rally packed a few hundred friends and activists into a bar called Ready Room in St. Louis. And almost from the moment I walked through the door, I was surrounded by a group of women who were discussing over drinks the reasons they had gotten involved in politics.
Oh.
The two things they had all in common were anger and fear.
Okay.
One even said, I just couldn't stand being angry and afraid all the time.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good reason to get involved.
That's pretty fair, yeah. As the rally kicked off, a series of invited guests took the stage, each sharing the reasons that they had supported Bush. Cory Bush, by the way. Don't do that, the Daily Caller. It's Cory Bush, okay? She's black, and she's a woman, okay? Not George Bush.
What, they didn't like my policies?
Several mentioned the Ferguson protests, which began after police officer Darren Wilson shot Michael Brown on August 9, 2014. Wow, that was already 2014. I
know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Wow. And recalled being tear gassed and arrested alongside Bush. Others invoked the Israeli occupation of Palestine, while still others told stories of woke grandchildren who asked over pancakes whether ICE was going to come and arrest them.
Oh.
One even praised the strength and dedication of convicted cop killer Assata Shakur.
Okay.
While Ocasio-Cortez, who was waiting in the wings, and Bush nodded along. I feel like that might be wrong.
Well, it's because that's Assata Shakur is a very, very complicated figure.
Right.
And the Republicans, well, the conservatives, it was actually started by Bill O'Reilly, just calls her a cop killer. And it's like, it's so much more complicated than that. Right. But of course, you know, they don't, it
would be like calling Rosa Parks a bus lurcher. I understand.
Yeah.
A seat lurcher.
A seat taker.
A seat taker.
Seat taker, my new cover band.
Not saying anything.
Nope.
I don't want to get yelled at.
We're being good this week.
But then Ocasio-Cortez spoke, followed by Cory Bush. And I saw something truly terrifying.
Two women in power. You know that's what she was thinking.
I know. And she's a woman.
I know. That's why it's so fucked up.
I saw just how easy it would be were I less involved and less certain of our nation's founding and its history to fall for the populist lines they were shouting from that stage.
Okay, can I translate that?
Sure.
What she's really saying is I could see how easy it would be to appreciate reality if I weren't so brainwashed. That's what she's saying.
Pretty much. She's almost admitting it.
Yeah.
She has 3 bullet points here. I saw how easy it would be as a parent to accept the idea that my children deserve healthcare and education. What? That's bullet point number 1.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't really have to travel that far to reach that conclusion.
It gets even better.
Okay, this is crazy. Okay, hold on. This is insane because that's the thing that scares her, that parents want an education and healthcare for their children.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you go to a right-wing rally, they're chanting "lock her up" about a person that's not in power, and for all we know, is just a ghost roaming around the woods of upstate New York.
She is. She. I don't know where she is. Hold on, because bullet point number 2.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the second one.
I saw how easy it would be, as someone who has struggled to make ends meet, to accept the idea that a quote-unquote living wage was a human right. This chick is great. I love her. And final bullet point. Above all, I saw how easy it would be to accept the notion that it was the government's job to make sure these things were provided.
almost as if the government was supposed to be a representation of the needs and wants of the people. Oh my
God.
Almost.
This woman.
But luckily she knows how the country was founded. Yes. So she knows that that's actually not why they made the laws the way they did. And in that case, she might be right. Because their main concern was not representing the people as a whole. It was representing the needs of a very small group of people.
So anybody who agrees with what Austin just said, things change.
Yes, I'm aware that things change.
Quite frequently.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, just because something was founded in that way does not mean that it's right.
Right. Those guys were 300 years ago. Fuck the founding fathers.
And
I said it. I said it. Fuck the founding fathers.
And not only that, some of them owned people. So, are we really going to hold them up as some kind of beacon of morality? I mean,
I don't. They're cool to study from a history perspective. That's it. Mm-hmm. Stop. They're not. They're just people who founded the country.
I mean, do people forget when Benjamin Franklin was taken down by the Me Too movement?
The Me Too movement.
Thine time is up.
That's not thy president.
That's what they said about Andrew Jackson.
Oh, it's so good. I'm almost done with this. I watched as both Ocasio-Cortez and Bush definitely chopped America up into demographics, pointed out how those demographics have been victimized under the current system, and then promised to be the voice of those demographics. The movement, Ocasio-Cortez shouted, knows no zip code. It knows no state. It knows no race. It knows no gender. It knows no documented
Now, wait a second.
status.
Didn't you just say that she chopped them up into demographics?
By the way, knows no zip code, knows no state, knows no race, knows no gender. It knows no documented status. I fucking adore that.
Yes, but also, isn't that the opposite of chopping them up into demographics?
Pretty much. Kind of is.
So what is she talking about? I don't understand this.
I don't think she knows what she's talking about. This is only 3 paragraphs long.
Oh my God.
She went all the way to Missouri to raid this rally and could only come up with a half a page of an article. So she has no idea what to say.
I don't know. That's pretty impressive for a conservative.
Oh my God. Bush, after saying her piece, noted that she had been careful to allow speakers from across all demographics to make it clear that she was not running to represent just one particular group, but all. I left the rally with a photo, in part to remind myself of that time I crashed a rally headlined by a socialist,
Democratic socialist,
but also in part to remind myself but for the grace of God, go I.
Yes, but it's not God, though. Like but for some really bad ideas and some horrible people, go I.
Do you know what confuses me most about this particular article, Austin?
No, what?
Is the fact that I liked everything that she said. Like everything that she was pointing out, this happened. I'm like, oh, I want that.
Yeah, of course. They're all great things.
And then she tries to throw these little digs, like,
but the thing is,
the time I went to see a socialist, like, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, she had a whole article where she could have refuted any of those points, and she didn't.
Mm-hmm. But you can't.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can't. Yeah. You can't. There's not many people out there who can consciously say having healthcare for all is worse than selective healthcare.
No, I totally agree.
There's not going to be many people out there who are going to say whites deserve more privilege than blacks and Hispanics. There's just it's going to be hard to fight those arguments.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this movement so powerful. It's the fact that you can't really deny it. It's all common sense legislation.
Okay. But anyway, that was great satire by the Daily Caller.
Yeah. Sorry about I feel like I was a little bit more angry today.
No. That seemed the appropriate level of anger to me.
Okay. I think I'm losing it.
Oh, yeah, but,
I'm losing grasp.
that's expected.
Yeah, so that's good. Merry Monks, such a great beer. Thank you, Weyerbacher.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please sponsor us? All right, let's take a much needed break. We'll actually recoup for a couple minutes here, and then we got Steven to give us the Not America report coming up soon.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hey there, listeners. We were recently nominated for the Podcast Awards for News and Politics, and we need your help. Please go to www.podcastawards.com, click on the word nominations, register for free as a listener, then go to nominations. Find news and politics and click dumb all over. It's as simple as that. We need as many nominations as possible if we are going to make it to the slate voting, which will determine a winner. Help support the show and help us win the Podcast Award for News and Politics. We really appreciate the support. Much love to all of you.
All right, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm not going to call it what it's usually called, and we're not going to do the things we usually do because Tom decided not to record this segment.
Welcome back to the Downcast, everybody.
Damn it.
So good to have everybody back here on the show and with your ears. Thank you for having ears. Oh, boy.
I think that must be. Well, actually, that seems a little bit ableist, Tom, thanking people for having ears.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Leaves out the people who don't have ears.
Austin, I think it's about time. It's the time of the month, and no, not to have your period.
Wow. Ableist, sexist. Okay, Tom's going for the trifecta.
It is time to bring our Not America correspondent / English / British / world correspondent, Steven, back on the shows. Hi, Steven. How are you?
Hello, boys. How are you doing?
Well,
we're making it, yeah.
We will survive. Isn't that a song? We will survive. I will survive.
I will survive. Yeah.
I will
it's not
survive.
that inclusive.
it's just me. I'm the only one that's going to survive.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah.
Hi, Steven. How are you? How have you been?
Oh, it's been a busy time for me over here. Yeah. I know you don't think much happens outside the confines of America, but
nothing does.
There's been stuff happening around the world, and for me personally. And but hey, who cares really? Who cares?
Microscopic problems.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, listen. What? Your universal health care is not working for every single person in the world. Bite me. I don't know what are you complaining about? Okay.
Yeah, we've only just.
Your country's talking about leaving another entity. Fine. Everyone's still happier, right?
Yeah, when we were celebrating the 70th anniversary of the creation of our National Health Service, it did make me think. Wow. What kind of country would not do this?
Yeah. Do you know how old our National Health Service is? Do you want to know how old ours is?
It's
take a fucking guess.
It's still an embryo, isn't it? It hasn't actually been born, has it?
It's not even an embryo. It's a sperm cell. It's a fucking tiny sperm cell led by an old man socialist. That's
we're pretty sure that the Republicans are going to abort it.
100%. That's the one abortion they're going to have. It's that.
Wow. Well, that old man that you're talking about, Bernie, he did an address to a recent event I went to, the Durham Miners Gala, which is the biggest celebration of trade unionism and socialism in this country every year, which has over 200,000 people gathered together. And he sent a video address to us all to show his solidarity with us and sort of say about what we should be doing collectively to fight against the morons that run your country.
Sure. Yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So fucking cool. Meanwhile, our orange president is taking away rights of the unions. Great. Let's enter the Not America report, everybody.
Look, I know a lot of people give Americans a bum rap for being stupid and knowing nothing about